Hi Facebook, it's Mia and Anne, and we're here for our Alice Through the Looking Glass Facebook chat.
We're going to answer some of your questions, and yes.
I
was going to say hopefully have a little fun, but that's the sort of, anyway.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will. We're off to a great start. So, the first question is from Kira Grimshaw, and her question for both of us is, what was it like to be reunited on set?
It was great.
Yes.
It had been like 6 years, and it was quite unexpected. I know for me it was really unexpected to start, that we were even going to do the second film. But yeah, there's always a level of comfort when you've worked with the people before, and so on this it was like a treat. We sort of knew what we were getting into, I think.
Yeah, I remember feeling so impressed by who you'd become, because when we met on the first one, you're still a teenager.
Yeah.
And so you were definitely, a woman, but you still had a bit of a girl about you.
Yeah.
And you had just grown into this unbelievable, vibrant, intelligent, kind of just brave young woman. And I just remember thinking like, oh God, I'm glad that Mia's doing so well.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Thanks.
You're welcome. First question's for you.
Oh, okay. From Laurie R. Lopez. In what ways are you and Alice alike? Well, I love that Alice, I don't know in what ways we're alike, but I do admire Alice. I like, especially in this one, I feel like, well, in the first one I think she was quite like uncomfortable in her skin and still trying to kind of bridge that gap between knowing who she is on the inside and then being that on the outside. But in this one I feel like she's got a really strong sense of who she is, and she's just been traveling the world and has really come into her own, and despite the fact that like expectations of her are quite low in the real world, she's able to kind of hold on to that sense that she's worth doing what she loves and being who she is, and I think that's great for any young person to hear.
Yeah. You just said Lopez differently than I thought you were going to.
Oh, did I?
Well, just
is
because,
that right?
just because my buddy Andrew Rannells always says that Australians, whenever they say Jennifer Lopez's name, it's Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, right. Wait, did I say it like
No,
that?
you said that's, I was waiting for it. I was like really excited. I'm like, oh, she's got to say it.
No.
But no, you said Laurie R. Lopez. Very.
Okay, good. Very American-y.
Next one's for me. From Andrea Vasconcelos. How does this movie differ from the first Alice film? Well, in the first film, Alice returns to Wonderland, and all the characters remind her that she'd been there before, and so you kind of the idea of time is hinted at, but you don't really get to go back. This time you get to actually go back and see who all the characters were when they were younger. So you meet me and Erasmus when we're teenagers. You meet the Hatter as a young boy. All the characters, Bayard and Chesh, and you kind of get to find out why Underland was the way that it was in the first film.
Very good.
Anything to add?
Not really. All right, let me see what's the next one. Oh, this is for both of us. From Shelby Lauren Scott. What is your favorite aspect of Wonderland? Should I go?
You go.
Okay, let me think on it.
Mia's sick and I haven't slept in 8 weeks, so our brains are uploading very, very slowly.
I'm sick and I flew in this
from
morning
Australia, so you're sick and jet lagged.
And it's the middle of the night. But,
and you've been on this press tour.
You just had a baby.
And you've been on this press tour since...
I don't even know.
Since you were born,
since
basically.
I was born, yeah.
So you're getting 2 winners right now.
Okay, I'm thinking... Okay, favorite aspect.
Thinking very hard, Shelby Lauren Scott.
Favorite aspect. I really like the Hatter's house. I like how it's sort of like on this little hill and shaped as a hat, and also because it was like actually a set, and we got to like
which was a treat.
Which was an absolute treat. And then also the set of Wits End, which was
that was
like
so
they
beautiful.
built this incredible set, and it was a market stall, and I remember just wanting to like steal everything, but I didn't. Yeah, so it was great.
I wanted to steal everything too from the little girls' rooms, but I restrained myself.
So great.
Felt, you know, but my favorite aspect of Wonderland, there's so many. I think I just like that the animals can talk.
Yeah.
You know, I have 2 dogs, and I always, well, I was imagining they were talking to me before I hadn't slept in 8 weeks, and now they really talk to me.
Yeah.
So definitely. I like that. I like being able to talk to the animals. Lucy Plale asks both of us, would you live in Wonderland? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, yes, I'd live in my own Wonderland, which is like my apartment in Sydney, and that's, that's sort of my comfort zone, and don't kind of leave that very often.
I kind of like that Wonderland is a place where people put their imaginations first, and luckily, you know, everybody seems to be similarly imaginative in that world. Otherwise, it could get a bit chaotic. But I like that idea that everybody to live in a place where your imagination kind of goes first. I think sometimes in this world it takes a long time to get people to trust that, to live that, to be people aren't encouraged to live in that way, and I think it's refreshing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's sort of unexpected all the time. And there's no kind of rule that nothing can't happen, so yeah, for sure.
You do get the sense there's a lot of wrong in Wonderland, which, God, is such a relief.
Yeah.
No, I'm sitting here right now, I'm like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right?
Yeah, I know.
And then at a certain point you're like,
who cares?
Who cares? Enjoy it. The internet's nice.
Yeah.
They're known for being nice.
Alright, they've been adding me. Okay. Paula Diaz, Illinois. For me, Mia, you're an amazing actress and I love your work so much. How do you feel to be back and play Alice again? I can't wait to watch the film. Thank you very much, Paula. Yeah, it's great to be back. I really love playing Alice. And like I said, it's just such a wonderful group of people, and every day is completely different on the film, and you know, with every actor that comes in, you know, to the set for however long they're on the set, it's a completely different kind of feel, and so yeah, it's been great.
What was that like? Because I only, you know, I would pop in for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And, you know, then someone else would kind of come in for a couple weeks, but you're the only one that was there beginning.
Yeah, well, there was that one bit in the middle where everyone was there for like a very short amount of time. Like maybe everybody crossed over for like 1 week and we shot all those scenes. But yeah, it was great. I mean, like, it is different though, because you'd have like, I think, you know, we had Sasha there for quite a while, but ducking in and out, and then Helena. But I mean, it just meant it was exciting, and you had like people to look forward to, and there was a long time of just sort of me on my own, and then it was exciting when the people started coming.
Whoa, I hadn't even thought about it. Just like you in the big blue room.
Me in the blue.
Because when you shoot it, you're on a soundstage, which is just this enormous room with huge ceilings, and there's a party, by the way, right behind us. If you're hearing that, we brought the bass, and so you're in this huge blue room, and somebody was saying, like, how is it? I'm like, oh, well, thank God there were so many people. When I was there, I'd hate to be on my own.
Yeah.
But you got that.
I got that.
Lucky
that was
you.
fun
Lucky
for me.
You.
Yeah.
Abby Tamayo says, you are forever a real-life Disney princess / queen to me. You said you listened to a lot of Blondie for the last movie as your inspiration for playing Morona. What was on your playlist this time around? That's very sweet, Abby. Thank you very, very much. Yes, I did listen to a lot of Blondie the last time around. Debbie Harry made a lot of really, really cool music videos. So since you're online anyway, you can do a split screen and go check out them on YouTube. Really, really cool stuff, like especially for early music videos. This time I listened to a lot of St. Vincent. I love her. I love her music. And I think she's kind of, I think she would feel very at home in Wonderland, just based on her aesthetic. And yeah, so
do you listen to like different things for different characters, or not necessarily?
It's nice when that happens. I usually, if I can, it makes me feel so much more confident when I have a song that I relate to. Like, I remember when I did Dark Knight Rises, I was freaking out because I could not find the song to like bring my character out, and that character was so different from me.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I found it, all I would have to do was listen to it, and I could just kind of like slither down into her.
Yeah, that's so great. That's awesome.
Yeah, so sometimes, you know, it's not necessary. I can do it without it because sometimes the song just doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But this one I was listening to. I was listening to St. Vincent, Birth in Reverse a lot.
Nice, cool. Okay. For Anne and Mia, from Anouk Rankin. Did I do it?
Yeah.
I did right?
Anouk's such a cool name.
I know, isn't that so great?
It has to be Anouk. Just Anne.
If you both had the choice to play another character in this movie, which would it be and why? I mean, I would like to play the Tweedles, maybe. I feel like that would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
Or the Cheshire Cat or something. I mean, what would you play?
I would play the Cheshire Cat or the Jabberwocky.
Yeah.
Just because I really want to fly, and I don't feel like the Jabberwocky gets stabbed and everything. But you do fly, and before that happens, you've got a really nice run.
Definitely. And a menacing turn.
Casey Bailey Green asks, what type of feelings does the White Queen have towards her sister, as it seems she holds hope Erasabeth will change? Well, Casey Bailey Green, you have asked a very prescient question for this film. The sister relationship gets explored, and you kind of find out why Erasabeth became the way she is, and whether or not Marana had a hand in it. Maybe Marana's not quite as good as everyone thinks that she is. And the feelings that she has towards her, I mean, she has a lot of love. You're right, she does have a great deal of hope. And I think her feelings are complicated. She feels, in many ways, responsible for who her sister is, the way I think a lot of us do for our family. It's one of my favorite things about her is that she wants to love her sister for who she is. Obviously, at the end of the last film, her sister's done so many things. Marana, the queen, has to make a decision for the people of Wonderland to banish her. But I think in her heart of hearts, she really would have liked to have just had tea with her sister and kind of talk it out.
Yeah, it does explore like the root of their kind of sibling rivalry. Okay. For Mia, Sophia Simi, greetings from Greece. Thank you. What is the hardest part about playing Alice? I think probably just the physical aspect, that when you read the script and it takes 1 hour and she's running everywhere, you forget that kind of translates to 5 months of running and being exhausted and jumping and somersaulting and cartwheeling every day. So probably just that, like forgetting that there's an enormous amount of like physical energy that goes into everyday.
But you were so great because you were always so honest about how you were feeling, but you're so even, so you were never like, no, it's great, everything's fine, I'm totally cool. You were like, my costume's too tight today, but it's alright. And then it was, and you just kind of got on with it. I was just saying that I think Australians are born with a certain amount of grit, because in order to go anywhere they have to like withstand a 24-hour plane ride. So you guys were just extra fortified.
Yeah, and then jump into a day of press. So,
just like you, with a cold, just like you are now. So being like on a ship, frozen in England in November.
In the middle of the night for 3 days.
For 3 days.
Why
not 4?
A piece of cake. Yeah, exactly.
We're being given the signal to wrap up. So I think we're going to go out with one more question from Margaret Thomas. The visuals and costumes for Alice are part of the fun, but I've loved the dynamics between Alice and the sister queens. What's appealing to you as actors about their relationship with one another? I think that they're weird, but they still feel true.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's a little bit like off in Wonderland, and definitely the sisters are a little tweaked. But I mean, I like just that they're like 3 women, and it's exploring like, it's got, there's like a hero and then a villain, and then you're kind of in the middle, I guess.
I feel like my character, she's kind of like air.
Yeah.
She's there and she is what the wind needs her to be.
Yeah, totally. And just sort of like in between the polar opposites in a way.
Yeah. And then also in this one you find out that, hero and villain is contextual.
Yeah, definitely.
So on that note, we're going to say thank you very, very much. This was fun and for my part, just a little bit awkward. But I think this is my first one of these, and I look forward to another one. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye.